Now that nipples have eyes, I can sing my song about nipple eyes.
Jason! Jason!
Just looking at it, and the words pop right into my front.
Sábate. Pues igual que yo. ¿Y qué opina usted? ¿Qué opina usted?
What?
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 What did you say?
What?
My name's Jason, and I like Jinjee.
Look at this! God, I could put this in my body! God!
Let's fucking go, lads! Let's fucking go!
What? 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 What did you say? What? 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 What?
Can I have the famous wiener in my anus?
Why, hello there.
Happy Friday.
Well, top of the hello. How is thine congregation of shedheads, as Mr. Levity came up with? The congregation of shedheads, let thine be
We will start a cult yet.
Yay.
Yay.
Hello, Jason, Violetta, Deadweight, Nate, Mr. Levity, the audio, you freaking beautiful people. I don't think I missed anyone there. I want Evan to change my wiener gif to an actual steamed wiener.
I wonder if Jason got the storm that we had last night.
Yeah, we got probably the worst storm we've experienced here.
Oh, let me
It was bad. It was real bad. A little bit scary.
Rope.
I was a little bit scared for a few minutes. It hailed.
Yeah, it was quite strong. It vibrated the ground.
Yeah. I'm happy the garden made it through.
We're having the calmest weather ever here. It's
Oh.
weird.
Yeah, no, we had, like I said, huge storm last night.
Well, is that the disposable gamer? I heard
Oh, I think I see it down there in
the
Tennessee.
disposable gamer. You guys obviously check out Code Sid.
Hey, Coatson.
We watched your video. It was really
Yes.
good. It's really I couldn't imagine.
I didn't know they made video games about the founding fathers of the United States. Not gonna lie, those look boring to play.
They look good. They look top notch.
Okay,
I hope you
sorry.
paid top tier dollar, hundreds
Yeah.
of dollars in Steam for those. How is everybody doing? I hope that I went with Wizard because I mean you don't even have the big beard anymore, but he's still a crazy ass mage to us. Riding on a dragon, riding in the gentle well we dance up in the combat summon Wizard. I'll change this and I'll switch it over. I don't know what's a place.
Ooh, Deadweight, I'm great. Coming to you from the Denver airport. Oh yeah,
The
weren't
Denver
you?
Airport.
You was
Hi,
down
Jack.
in like Vegas or something for work, weren't you, Deadweight?
Audio wants me to say his name slowly. Audio. There you go. There you go. I wanted to change that to not say the other look. Amada. Coming to you from the Denver airport. Vegas for work was amazing. Yeah, I'm so excited. That is awesome.
That's awesome.
It is it's great to hear that you're excited for what you have to do for work. I mean, that's got to be a great feeling. I don't even know what that means.
Well, Jason, my mom is doing fine. Thank you for asking. Yes, I had my birthday on was it Tuesday? So my mom came down to visit.
Yeah,
Was it?
we kept it pretty chill.
You made some soup.
Made some soups, ate some foods.
Yep.
What I get to do for work? I mean, yeah, that's true. Get to do for work as opposed to have to do for work. That is a big distinction. Birthday week. It's your birthday week, Danny, or your birthday week?
Oh, it was my birthday week.
Yeah.
It was garden vegetable soup. So I do have to share something that was kind of funny. Evan was running into town on my birthday, and he said, "Can I get you anything? Is there anything you'd like?" And I was like, "Oh, like a nice little surprise."
Well, we don't live in a big place. I was going to the dollar store.
He came back with a retirement banner and some candles, the number 3 and the number 6. That was my birthday surprise.
No, are you? So
He did make me a very
yeah,
nice.
she doesn't seem to care that I made her something. Like, I made this. It's hard to line up.
That wasn't a surprise though. But you did
Yeah.
explicitly ask me, "Can I get you anything in town?" And
Yeah,
I was like,
but
"Oh,
I
nice
thought-
little birthday surprise."
I was gonna go to the bakery or the only things there were to get were like treats or like something you might like. I looked at the dollar store and I thought I grabbed a happy birthday banner, but I was like, oh, the black one's nicer, and I hung it up and it said happy retirement. But I got the 36 candles. I was gonna get they have helium balloons there, but they didn't have them full. And he was really busy.
I really appreciate Evan's art. I do.
I'm gonna let the robot speak that as well. Damn it, Evan.
No appreciation for Evan's art.
Even robots know. Happy retirement,
Thank you.
though.
Yeah, I worked really hard for it. Yeah.
Yeah. I tried my very best. No, I mean, obviously, I can't say that. Hey, there's always ways to do slightly more, but I tried. The soup was wonderful. It was a pretty chill day. That's usually how we spend my birthday, is pretty just like less stress than normal. Is a vacation. But other than that, picked a lot of raspberries. Your mom got sent home with about
8 zucchini.
8 zucchini, totaling about 1,000 pounds in weight. Probably 50 pounds in weight.
Probably
More than that. I don't even know if I'd be able to hold all 8 of them at once.
They
It was
were really
literally
big.
bigger than my bicep to forearm combo.
They were, probably about that long, and then, like, in thickness, like, about that. They're
Yeah.
really big zucchini from our neighbors.
Does anyone, like, zucchini's tough, though.
Jason, it's not chocolate milk, it's coffee.
Oh, it's, what was I just saying? Oh, zucchini's tough because there's only so many things you can do with zucchini, and to process a zucchini the size of a small animal, kind of tough.
They are massive zucchini. Like, I like a small zucchini. I don't like big zucchini. I find big zucchini too difficult to work with, especially considering we have just a tiny little convection oven. It's too much. I don't want a big zucchini. Also, I don't like, what do you do with it? You eat zucchini steak, or you make like stuffed marrow.
Yeah, I mean, I just eat things. I don't really know what to do with a zucchini.
I like to bake zucchini.
So much.
Like when you bake it with breadcrumbs and cheese. That's good.
What did you guys get up to this week? We had to go into town tomorrow, or yesterday,
Yeah.
to replenish a bunch of stuff. We may go again today or tomorrow and just grab some stuff because it's a long weekend in where we are.
It's family day. The first Monday of August is a stat. And it's great when the first Monday of August is my birthday, because my
Yeah,
birthday
they
is a
always try to
holiday.
line it up with the weekend, right?
Yeah.
Or
Well,
else it would have
yeah.
fallen on Tuesday
It's
or
the
whatever.
it's the first Monday of every month, or of
Yeah.
August.
Yeah.
Our prime minister is getting
my
divorced.
first week working at a cat. Oh, sorry, sweetheart. Danny, I seen that message about that you're working at a cat rescue on Discord, and that I mean, I don't know. It would be so hard to take in stray cats,
Yeah.
or like to like care for them and let them go. But I guess you just get used to the fact that they're going somewhere better. Yeah.
But yeah,
Talk of the town.
In international news,
Yeah, I guess
Trudeau, Justin Trudeau and Sophie Gregoire Trudeau.
Gregoire.
Sputsville.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care. I
No.
mean, I assume most political marriages are a sham anyway.
It was like the least surprising news that was in the news this week. I
Yeah.
worked with a lady that she claims to be the cousin of Sophie Gregoire Trudeau. I don't know how true that is. The lady never really lied to me prior, so I have no reason to believe that she was lying to me about this situation. But she was apparently her cousin. And she straight up told me, and this was years ago, I was working with her in like 2019, 2020, that that marriage was all a sham, all for show. Sophie Gregoire Trudeau is a social climber, and that's the only reason she married him.
Yeah, I honestly didn't know much about them. All I assumed was it was like Trump and Melania and all the other marriages where it's just like they stay together because they split their voter base by getting separated.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if anything, good for them for making it public and not just people finding out like,
Yeah.
oh, divorce papers were filed
They
or
see them
whatever.
like sleeping with other people, and then they're like, "What's going on?"
Yeah, so whatever. I mean, it is what it is. it's not going to make me assume that his politics will get better or worse. Most of our marriages are a sham, but we figure that out until it's too late into the marriage. Krissy, that top looks awesome.
Thank you.
Also, such kind words going around in chat. Everybody's being supportive and kind. And how are you? How's it going? Missed ya. It's beautiful to see. Violetta's got 1 week down on the vacation.
Nice.
One more to go. Freaking!
I love that.
I just freaking love that, you guys. We freaking love that. I do have the Jinjee cam. However, we cleaned out that area and he has now gone like 2 feet back and the light doesn't quite penetrate that deep.
He was sitting like a lot cuter a few minutes ago.
Yeah, his face was like literally like staring directly at it. I actually put a picture of it on Discord.
Jinjee. Jinjee. Crawl out. Come look at us. People want to see your cuteness, Jinjee. Jinjee, Jinjee.
Whoa, whoa, that's my Jinjee puss.
Jinjee.
Jinjee
Oh,
puss.
he's
Boop,
Oh,
boop,
totally, he's
boop,
on his-
boop, boop,
Hello,
boop,
buddy.
boop, 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 boop.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is how he was staring
Yeah.
into the camera.
It was so cute.
Just like straight. Hello, everybody. Shame Sham. How you doing today, audio? You freaking freak. He looks more cozy. The knowledge is that marriage is a sham made significantly sad deep inside. I refuse to let go. Love is knows no bounds, Jason. Oops. Oh. I might have to zoom out.
No, don't
Oh,
be.
bye. I don't have to zoom out anymore. Cat hair. Freaking cat hair.
Oh, I hear the neighbors outside. So our neighbors, their house got a little.
Oh, they have to chainsaw, I bet.
Oh.
What that sound was.
Yeah. So with the storm last night, we made it out all right.
Yeah, we got, small branches.
Yeah. There's some twigs we'll have to pick up off the yard.
Yeah, just like some
Yeah.
dirt and
There's
shit.
one hole through a leaf of a plant, like a leaf of my squash from the hail, but that's about it. Like that was all the damage to my garden is like one hole through a squash leaf.
One hole freaking through the freaking
Which,
squash.
that ain't gonna hurt shit. But our neighbors, on the other hand,
They had a whole tree
Oh,
fall
yeah.
over.
like a foot away from their gazebo. They were quite lucky.
Yeah, we
They also have a huge garden. I can only assume that their
the
garden
one that's
probably
way
got
out. Yeah,
pelted.
it's hopefully it's not going to be too humid today. I'm going to have to look and see what the weather's like. But yeah, it was like one weather network or the weather network said, "No, it'll be fine out." And one said there might be a storm, and then I looked and it was like the worst part of the storm. Was like right by where we are, but we are kind of shaded. We have an interesting little square of trees.
I felt so bad for the cedar waxwing nest. Like right outside our window right here, there's a cedar waxwing nest in the tree, and like it's still there. But like just seeing like how the tree branches normally like this, it was like like pushed all the way back, and it was just like, oh no, anything that's in that nest is gonna get knocked out. But I saw them in the tree in their nest this morning, so yeah,
it's true. I looked at last night and they were still up there. I said when they were building it, the problem is that one branch is in that particular type of tree. It doesn't grow like up and then branch out. It branches out big chunks from the center, like a tendril, like a hand, like this. And so one of them is like super duper long, and they built their nest right at the top of it, so it.
Violetta they have a state of emergency for floods. Where she
Oh
is now.
my word!
Jesus.
There's some. I seen some state of emergencies going on in quite a few areas yesterday. I look at the weather.
We are weather watchers.
Weather watchers. What were you pointing at, sweetheart?
Sorry. Change the location. That's good.
I set it to the capital of Saskatchewan, which is
the capital there.
Regina.
Have fun getting around Saskatoon. And by Saskatoon, I meant Regina.
Yeah, I'm from Saskatchewan. What's up in
We're
Canada,
freaking
eh?
birders and we're freaking weather watchers. So, let's just take a peek here and see what's going on. Our neck of the woods, this big rectangle appears to be pretty good right now. Yeah, it's pretty normal. Yeah, look at that. Not a lot going on for us.
There's is that the Dakotas and Montana? Where that big storm? Yeah.
And southern Saskatchewan. Oh, we are old. Yep, welcome in.
Oh yeah, look.
This
the weather
is
patterns
the
there, eh?
Tennessee area. Scroll down a bit, you can see my storm. Yeah, it was pretty bad the other day too. So in
you're gonna get some
what you call it?
Some ice and hail.
Tennessee. The legend for this denotes from green to red is a severity of rainfall. So a lot of rainfall down in this freaking Tupelo. Freaking Oxford. Oh wait, no. Tennessee. This is derma. And you get a lot of dermatitis. Like dermatitis.
Aberdeen. Isn't there an Aberdeen in Saskatchewan?
Yeah, there is, right outside of Saskatoon. Oh, look at this. There's purple
Coffeeville?
What?
There's a Coffeeville.
Huh? That purple bit there.
Jason, what can you tell me about Coffeeville?
Jason, tell me about Oklahoma.
Oklahoma?
Oklahoma, not Oklahoma. So, folks, if you look here right upon this, you'll notice that this purple here denotes a mixture
we're looking
of
at
ice. You're looking at Mississippi. Oh, yeah, Columbus. Oh, yeah. I'm going down to Jackson. Oh, there's a Humboldt.
I know there's also a Humboldt and
a Paragould. I don't know anything about Coffeeville. Look it up.
California.
Tell us about Coffeeville. They don't even drink coffee there. It's more of a tea place. So basically what Jason's telling us is he's probably in the Memphis area.
Oh, there's a place called Pocahontas?
Where?
Right there where it says Pocahontas. I mean, I know of Pocahontas because
it's in
Arkansas.
Kansas.
Tupelo is a big destination.
Freaking Tupelo. Really?
Bolivar. You know, people make fun of Canadian names. American names are just as weird.
Oh, yeah. There are a lot of reused names.
Yeah. Growing up, I had a lot of people always tell me how weird Moose Jaw was as a name for a city.
People do still laugh
Oh,
at
Moose
it,
Jaw's so weird. No, it's not. Just as weird as Coffeeville.
Yeah. Totes my goats. Does it show us the whole world? We zoom out. Oh, look there's two North Americas.
Look, you've got the whole world in your hands.
I've got the whole wide world in my hand. Oh, let's just see. I've never actually looked at Europe on this site.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to lie.
It doesn't impact us. Really at all.
Let's see if I can find Slovenia without zooming in any further.
Well, it's hard.
Don't point it out. You know where it is?
No, not really. I know it's in and around Italy and Romania and Greece.
I'm glad you said that because I wasn't
it's in the
sure.
Balkans, right?
I wasn't.
It's in that area.
It's this one right here. I can't pronounce it. It could be. No, that's North Macedonia. I don't know where it is. I don't think it exists, actually. I'm going to Poland next year. It's a lot. Yeah, Philip, didn't what's that freaking giant Russian military private army the Wagner group apparently just set up along the Polish border. So I mean maybe left and up.
Left and up.
It's by Croatia. Oh, so
just south of Austria.
Oh yes, there it is.
So do you have a bit of the Austrian Alps?
Ljubljana?
I really I know so little about this area of.
We talk about this quite a bit, Violetta. How We know so little about Slovenia compared to like not that I'm exceedingly untraveled.
I mean, also, and I'll say this: I studied history in university. Never once do I recall ever discussing anything about Slovenia in any detail.
Slovakia,
no
maybe.
Offense.
Slovakia, maybe.
We probably did talk about it, but I just don't remember it. But that's maybe a good thing, you know. In history, if you go down in history, usually it's because real bad shit happened.
Mr. Levity is trying to correct my English.
Slovenia.
Not Slovenia. It's Castlevania, so it's Slovenia. It's not
Oh, it was
Castlevania.
Yugoslavia.
Bro, you come at me with that?
Oh, it was.
In it?
It was Yugoslavia.
I know of Yugoslavia.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about it.
Well, me neither. But it was definitely part of the USSR, right?
What did you say?
Like it was one of the.
Oh, really? That far over?
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
Mr.
Well,
Levity.
even right now with them down in the Baltic on the freaking wherever, like.
Why don't you go down to the Clacton-on-Sea?
Clacton-on-Sea.
Clacton-on-Sea and maybe clacked on these nuts. You guys, enough of this joking around. Enough of this
Upon a hill.
joking around. We got a ton of stuff that we found that might be interesting to talk
You're gonna
about.
love my nuts.
Was there anything else from our daily travels that we owe? The only other interesting thing was we had a lot of Carl.
Yeah, Carl was around a lot.
So we were feeding Carl, and then I had went outside.
Yeah, I was in the shower.
And the little black cat was there. It's not little, it's a normal sized cat, but it has these short ears, and I'm kind of scared that they might have been frostbitten off.
Yeah.
That's why they're short. But what we think Carl does is purposely trick us into putting more food out. We choose to believe that Carl is in a romantic relationship with this other cat, and that he puts his life on the line to get the humans to put food out for her, and then she or him.
Yeah, we don't know.
And then they come and eat the food that Carl leaves.
Well, Carl also did that for the skunk.
Lore. Yeah, and Carl's banging skunk. I mean, hanging
He's
with
banging
with skunks. I mean, you can't blame him, right?
Yeah. Carl's a sweet boy. Carl's just out there trying his best.
We bought an actual thermometer
Yeah.
that will help us understand the Celsius Fahrenheit barrier.
Carl is also banging Lindy.
Trizzle, what the nizzle?
It was actually funny.
Nice to see you, buddy.
When my mom was down, our neighbor was taking us for a little rip.
Little rip on the. Out for a rip, are you bad?
Garden cart. I don't know what
Out
else.
for a rip, are you
Out
bad?
for a little rip on her garden cart, and we were driving down the back road over there on the garden cart, and Carl just comes leaping out across the road and then like dives into long grass. And then maybe about an hour later, he showed up in our yard for
this
food.
This is. Have you ever heard this?
I believe so.
Shark Tank. I don't recall that part. I just want to hear the chorus. This is this a Canadian thing? Did other people listen to this song?
I'm from the...
Oh shit. Fuck me.
I'm from the Great White North, right? Like up above the States? Yeah. The big landmass that the rest of the world hates? Fuck yeah. We're like above that. Fucking north, I guess. The big patch of trees where everybody's bored to death. We're just chilling up here, sipping syrup, playing hockey. Before we learn...
They sitting up here playing hacky. I'm gonna listen to more of it, but I just wanted to post the link in chat just in case anybody wanted to.
Learn to walk, we can cross-check properly. Just rocking plaid jackets. Chainsaws, we operate them right. Fucking A-right we do, bud. We clear weight and firewood. Every 20 minutes or so. Smoke break. And if the Leafs make the playoffs, I'll fucking jump in the lake. Fucking buddy comes over to my place the other night, and he's like, you wanna go out for a rip? And I was like, fucking right. Yeah. So we hop in the truck and hit the mud.
This is the chorus. This is as Canadian as it gets. And also, please tell us if we talk like these people, because I mean, I do sometimes.
I was like, oh, fuck yeah, bud. Just out for a rip, are you, bud? Just out for a rip. Just out for a rip, are you, bud? Just out for a rip.
God, that makes me want to have a cigarette.
Are you bud? Just out for a rip. Just out for a rip, are you bud? Just out for a rip.
I come from the land of the polite, where shit's
The
covered
land
in
of the polite.
I come from the land of the polite. It's
Man.
a freaking good song. Just out for a rip, are you bud?
There are
Just out for a rip.
occasional moments when I really miss smoking, and this is making me like really miss smoking.
Sorry, it was not my intention. I just haven't heard that in a long time. Philip didn't know I was so hip. Bro, I'm so hip that the only restaurant that I want to eat at is the Mom's Spaghetti Diner.
I know a lady who's just there. She posted some pictures on her Facebook, and it looked pretty
If you
fun.
guys are hungry, you go to the Mom's Spaghetti Diner.
So, Violetta, in Canada, when you say you want to go for a rip, it means you want to go for a ride in the car.
You out for a rip, are you
But
bud?
yes, also you
Are
can
you out for a rip?
you can rip a fart. Absolutely, you can go for a rip. Sorry, you can rip a fart, or you can go out for a rip, which is a car ride.
So, we'll explain the evolution to you.
guys silly? I'm still gonna send it.
There's go for a rip, out for a tear, and send it.
I've never heard out
Send
for a
it.
tear.
You never heard go out for a tear?
Never heard out for a
So
tear.
sometimes when you're out on a tear, you're just tearing it up, tearing up the town. You know what I mean? If you're out for a rip,
no, for sure.
out for a rip means you're basically in your vehicle driving around, right? You're just driving around. You're
Going
out for
for
a
a
rip.
cruise,
I gotta
yeah.
take a rip to the store.
Just going out for a rip.
I don't know where that comes from. And then if I say, hey, Krissy, you want to go for a rip? She might say, let's send her, bud.
Sure.
Right? If I said, Krissy, you want to go for a rip?
Oh, let's fucking send her, bud.
I'll say, do you want to go for a rip to get some darts? Does anybody know that one?
Yeah, so darts are what you call cigarettes.
We will segue back to cigarettes, though. We'll. Unfortunately, that's like a perfect segue while we're already in the Mom Spaghetti stuff. I want to
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
rip in the whip. Danny, that's a good one. Danny's learning. All these euphemisms for boring. Stop lying.
Boning.
Boning. Out for a rip, are you bad? So this is I learned about this today. Apparently it opened in 2021 in Detroit. The Mom Spaghetti restaurant.
What is ready, Detroit? Mom Spaghetti is coming to 2130
It is affiliated with Eminem, I
on
guess.
Woodward Avenue. Want some road pasta after the game?
Got that.
Meatballs?
You know we got that.
What about the Sketty sandwich? Mom's got that too.
That's what your friend
My
was
friend
eating.
got that,
The
yeah.
Sketty sandwich.
Honestly, it looked good. It
We
looked really good.
So we also watched that Beryl Sharuski.
Sure, yeah.
She's a YouTuber. I think she had a spaghetti sandwich once.
I think so.
Might be
Yeah,
from
Dad,
just
wait,
like
darts or
Mom's spaghetti.
cigarettes?
Tarts or cigarettes? You don't know.
Yeah.
If I said, Nate, let's go for a rip for some darts, you wouldn't
Yeah.
know what I meant. You'd
Want
be
to go
like,
for a dart?
like throwing darts.
Like seriously, you would say to people, "Want to go for a dart?"
Oh yeah, that was like, honestly, go for a dart was. I don't even know where dart came from.
No
Let's just
idea.
say we have better names for it than England does.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm having like flashbacks to being at the bar. Oh, I want to go for a dart.
I'm trying to think of if we called it anything else.
Darts,
Smoke,
smoke. Oh yeah, smoke.
hairdo, smokes.
Yeah,
I wonder if we.
smoke and dart.
A freaking smoking dart.
Detroit. Opening in the alley next to Union Assembly this September. 313-888-8388. Mom Spaghetti. It's all ready. Ready.
Honestly, I think this is beautiful, especially considering the turmoil Mr. Beast has just got himself into.
Jason.
Gopher Adart is what I'm naming my... Oh, Gopher a Dart?
Go for a dart.
Hey, Gopher. What we call a gopher is someone who just starts on like a construction site because you yell, hey, go for this, go for that. This Mom Spaghetti thing though, so Mr. Beast he's suing the company that was in charge of Mr. Beast Burger because they have made his product, I don't know, shitty so that they could make more revenue. This is way better to just take like a meme of yourself and turn it into
a restaurant,
a back alley walk-through driveway of spaghetti sandwiches.
The pictures my friend shared, it looks like so fun. Like they have like 70s wood paneling and lime green Berber carpet, and also like the Eminem Superman costume in there.
Yeah, when he's Slim Shady, I'm Slim Shady, dressed up as like Robin, an old Batman and Robin suit.
It's so fun.
Gopher is a common slang here for noobs and interns. I mean, we see some of the gophers around here, or groundhogs, or...
are they chipmunks?
No.
They're
Gopher,
striped.
Groundhog.
Gophers and groundhogs.
What else do they call them? There's something else. Whatever. They're super cute, though.
Yeah.
I always love watching them run around
Ground
because
squirrel?
because they have the gophers. I don't know. The gophers, because they're so colorful, or they have so many colors that blend in. When they're scared or whatever, their function is to just pause, and then you just stare at them, and they just like stare at you, and you're like, gonna run away. Those bastards are screwing my yard. Apparently, we have really bad crickets or grasshoppers.
Oh yeah, the grasshoppers.
Because there hasn't been a lot of rain in a lot of our province. There's drought. Like there's actually some agricultural emergencies declared in our province.
Oh, the farmers are gonna be so pissed about that storm that came through last night.
Yeah. A lot of
bet?
actually, when we were driving to town, a lot of them were taking off. Like the guy by the well, he had cut all of his stuff already.
Oh, okay.
So maybe some of them got in before it around here, but some of them didn't.
Because it'll have been hailed on and it'll have destroyed the crop.
Yeah, there's a lot of crop insurance that gets paid out in our province. And some of it is like, honest things, but then some of it is people trying to grow in garbage land and do nothing to irrigate it or anything, and they're like, oh, goddamn, 12 years of not growing shit. Either way, they're important people to society. I do not make fun of them by any means. I only make fun of the older generation around us, the ones that thought losing a finger was like a badge of honor for working hard on the farm. That kind of mentalities you can kind of make fun of because it's so old. But speaking about being out for a dart, bud, Canada decided. I don't know about you guys. If you have the similar laws.
I don't think it's like
tobacco.
this at all in the States.
No. So the first thing that happened in Canada was they said you cannot have flashy packaging, or no, you cannot have menthols or anything.
Yeah. Well, first they put drapes over the cigarettes, so nobody could just see them.
Yes, so they couldn't be on display. Yeah. So if you wanted to buy cigarettes, that was the first step. You basically had to buy what your friends or your parents smoked,
when we were about
you didn't know.
13.
Yeah.
And then over time they made them change so that half the package was like an advertisement of, say, like a cancer tongue being like, smoking is harmful.
They put all these gross pictures
really
on
grotesque
packages.
It's kind of like collectibles. Like you it's like, oh, which one did you get? And then you would compare like which grotesque image you got on your package of cigarettes.
Yeah.
And then they changed it to just gray. Just a gray package.
Yeah, like a brownish gray.
Yeah, brownish
They
gray.
are all brownish gray.
Yeah,
here,
brownish
let me
gray.
find a picture. Let's see what's going on in chat here for a moment while I look that up.
And then also all the tubes were just white. But now,
Yeah, and so all tubes were very plain white, no advertising or logos.
yeah,
This is the color of what this is
Yeah.
actually probably, this is the generic thumbnail
yeah,
ping image of a king size. This is what all cigarettes, tobacco packages
Yeah.
look like in Canada. They've now decided that each individual cigarette needs to be printed with a label.
yeah. Cigarettes cause leukemia.
Cigarettes
Poison in every
damage
puff.
your organs.
Like,
The cigarettes cause impotence. Like,
so instead of the filter being like, do you want a white filter or a brown filter? It's like your filter's gonna tell you like this is giving you cancer.
so for you to experiment by borrowing a cigarette from a friend, it's going to mean that they will see the cigarettes. Even if they don't see the package, they'll see the warning. I do understand that, but that's
Yeah.
not why people start
I
smoking.
will also say I think there's more important things our government needs to be concerned about than like, you know, this kind of shit.
My personal
they
opinion
all
is
fucking vape.
vaping cannot be any better for you than cigarettes.
Yeah.
People who do inhalants know it's inherently not good. The reason you're doing it is for some kind of an escape of something. The reason people are smoking is because they go outside on their break and they're super stressed from being a customer service worker, being screamed at because the price of gas is high and people are acting like it's their fault.
And I will say, as former smokers, this shit doesn't work. I didn't quit because of all that shit on the packages. In fact, at a certain point, you just learn to block it out. You're like,
You don't even
like I said,
see it.
it becomes like trading cards. Like, oh, which grotesque image did you get on your package of cigarettes?
Yeah.
You're not gonna read the shit on the fucking tube. This will do absolutely nothing. What made me quit smoking was
Both
the
of
fact that
us.
I was like waking up with a cough in the middle of the night.
And a single pack of the worst type of cigarettes
way
you can
too
buy is
expensive.
like $17.
Yes, yeah.
The cost of cigarettes is what creates a black market of cigarettes, which they've recently started cracking down
Well,
on.
and yeah, there's people will remain unnamed, but we know people who are buying black market cigarettes now because they don't want to go and pay $17 for a package
It's
of
just so
smokes.
funny that
And they're terrible cigarettes. They're gross tasting. I tried one.
Yeah, everyone said for the longest time that smoking. Wait, sorry. I keep reading Jason's comments and I get distracted, and my brain stops working. But yeah,
I guess too, like, while it's bad and like the whole reason you want to eliminate, like, especially here in Canada, is because it is a drain on the public health system. Because
oh yeah, smoking's not good.
no, but
it's true.
at the same time, like, if people want to put shit into their bodies, you need to let people put shit into their bodies. You know, that is how I feel about drugs. It's how I feel about smoking. It's how I feel about alcohol. If you want to do it, that's your own personal fucking choice to do it.
There is an interesting aspect to it, right? In a sense of, you're always heard with, say, drugs, that the only reason it exists, the black market or the illegal aspect of it, is what makes the black market of it thrive. Whereas if it was, say, sold behind a counter, it would be less of a danger to society. But it's interesting now that cigarettes are really proving that factor, right? When the price becomes insurmountable, just like with opioids, the reason most people are seeking out things like fentanyl that have fentanyl in them is because they're addicted to opioids, which probably happened because they hurt themselves and their doctor mass prescribed them opioids. And then the price went through the roof and people stopped being able to get them. They went to the black market.
I agree with you, Jason. Advertising shouldn't be
Yes.
allowed for that kind of stuff. Like, if people want to seek it, they will seek it out. Like let's face it, like, black tar heroin. There ain't no advertisements out there for black tar heroin.
Look at Trizzle.
But there's still people doing it.
Y'all, cigarettes are harder to buy than guns in Kentucky.
Yeah, and that's crazy.
I mean,
think about
in
how
New
they made them.
Zealand-
Yeah, in New Zealand.
It's basically illegal for the next generation.
Yeah, so but I can't remember what the age cutoff is. But say it's like people born past 1993 or something like that will never be allowed to legally purchase cigarettes in New
boy.
Zealand. 2009.
Yeah,
sorry.
so the law in New Zealand states that tobacco can never be sold
Yeah.
to anyone born after January 4th, 2009.
Yeah.
The problem is that, and we've talked about this, interestingly enough, like, does anybody know anybody that grows their own tobacco and dries it and rolls it?
No. But I will say, like, so, sorry, in regards to what New Zealand did, my high school did the same thing in regards to phasing out Smokers Alley. And that was to eliminate high school children from smoking in the alley on the high school. Also, my elementary school did it in regards to, like, kids, you can't smoke across the, like, at the very edge of the playground on, like, the other side of the street, on, like the grade 8s and 7s would go there and smoke cigarettes during recess.
Like, smoking is not good.
No, but like I said, this was when I was growing up, and so then when I started high school, grade 9, our high school made a rule that, like, these grade 9s are going to be the last grade 9s that will ever be able to smoke in Smokers Alley, and, like, progressively as we went up, like, we were the last year of, like, grades that were allowed to smoke in Smokers Alley. Now, I didn't smoke in high school. In fact, in high school, I was vehemently opposed to smoking. Like, I was very, very anti-smoking. I started smoking in university. But it was funny. Like I said, my high school did the same thing to phase out smoking. And ultimately, did it prevent me from smoking? No. It didn't.
Well, and I was actually, out of me, my brother, and sister, both of my mom and dad's, well, my mom didn't always smoke, but my dad did. And I hated it growing up. I got so mad. I'd be like, I'm not getting in the car if you're going to smoke. And then when they found out I started smoking, they were like, you little shithead. But the reason I started smoking is, like, you know, growing, also, hi silly, hi scroll. Beep, 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 beep. The reason I started smoking, I mean, at parties in high school, I would have one while I was drinking or whatever.
Yeah, that's how I started smoking too.
A freaking bomb of dart. And then I started
cigarellos, peach cigarellos.
I started working. Yeah, a lot of people actually got hooked on flavored cigars first. He's really around.
Yeah, I liked them peach cigarellos when I was drinking beers.
I worked in IT, and people would go out for their 15-minute break, and all of my friends that I worked with would go out and have a smoke, and I would go out just for some fresh air because we worked inside. Then eventually I'd bum a smoke, and then I was bumming smokes every time, and then I had to buy smokes because I felt bad for bumming smokes.
Yeah.
And then the cycle continues, right?
It's actually funny the way
Can I get last hits?
The way I started
Can I
smoking
get kills, bro?
is I had gone to a party and I was offered a joint, and so I had never smoked weed at that point either, and so, but I was curious and I had always wanted to, so I took a puff of it, and I, like, you know, most people, you don't get high the first time you smoke weed, and I definitely didn't get high the first time I smoked weed, but I came away with the realization that I enjoyed smoking while I was drinking.
Yeah, that
was my big realization. And so then that led me to, like, when I would go out and party, I would buy myself a pack of peach cigarellos and go out and, like, you know, drink and have a few peach cigarellos throughout the course of the evening. And then that just led to regular old smoking.
Yeah, The thing that generally starts people smoking is the same thing that kind of starts people on other paths or trajectories with drugs and alcohol. Is typically the older you get, the harder you realize life is, or the longer. For most people, some people are those weirdos that can, they run every day and go to the gym after work and stay up till 11 and wake up refreshed, and there's healthy people out there that have whatever good normal lives. But for a lot of us, you get beaten down a bit and you need something to help you relieve some of the stress that you can't do normally. And then you start with something.
Hi, Eggnote. And
Eggnote!
Thank you. It's not a hat, but thank you.
Krissy's hat. Krissy has a cool hat. Hello.
It's like a bird's nest.
That's Violet. IT was based on my life. It's a tough world. Especially like it used to be that, say before everything was a more indoor oriented position, you were able to you just needed to relieve physical exhaustion, right? But to relieve mental exhaustion is really hard, and it takes a lot longer than having a hot bath, stretching, or whatever, right?
And especially when you're working and you're really stressed and you can't get high.
Yeah, you get 15 minutes.
So you go and you smoke a cigarette, and it just especially when you first start smoking and you get that feeling of complete relaxation after smoking a cigarette. That's what got me, is I felt good after having a cigarette. Especially when I was working shitty fucking jobs. It's just and part of that is relieving the stress that is created by the addiction of tobacco.
Yeah,
but
it's a Roboros of stress and stress relief built into itself, right? It's the problem is as a lot of people earlier up in chat here were saying, is that movies and radio and stuff when it first came out was paid for by the smoking companies, right? Like Marlboro, basically seeing the coolest people on TV smoking made people want to smoke.
Oh yeah,
and that's a fact. And same thing growing up, we're all subject to oh, those older guys are kind of cool.
Have you ever seen the movie Thank You for Smoking?
I think we watched.
Yeah, it's a great movie. I've seen it so many times. Fantastic movie.
Reading about mental health.
But that movie really does a good job showcasing basically what tobacco industries do to advertise. And it's, all industries. It's not just tobacco. It's every industry that has something that's mildly addictive that they can advertise to you.
Yeah, it's the same thing to say, who's to know that whatever aspartame or xylitol or whatever they put in now isn't going to come out to be an addictive substance. or a partially addictive substance.
Haven't they also done correlations to show that there's links between
carcinogens, probably.
Cancer and aspartame?
The thing is it any more unhealthy than water laced with mercury?
All the fucking microplastics that are in everything? I don't know.
Or the fucking... I was reading that...
Choose your poison. Live your life. YOLO. Whatever.
They were we thought Greenland's ice would hold up much better under heat, but it's starting to release ancient things that have been locked in permafrost forever. And the aspartame one, I seen that, Jason. There's some people, it's kind of recently they've discovered that a superconductor can be made without being at sub-zero temperatures, which is kind of
was it room temperature superconductor?
Yeah, so typically to be able to kind of harness the superconductor's abilities, it needs to be at a sub-zero temperature. But apparently they have made two places have done a study where they've been able to make a room temperature one, which would basically change electronics as we know it. And it would basically, we would go from the equivalency of caveman to Jetsons, because there's just so many applications that would be able to improve from cellular devices to hearing aids to even transmission of data. But apparently, the major places that would review something like this haven't peer reviewed it. So in the news, you'll see a lot of things that look like, oh, this is a guarantee, we figured this out. But then you look a little deeper and you're like, oh, this one person did? Like all these crackpot ideas on how to cool down the earth, stop the rotation, tie fucking solar umbrellas to asteroids and have them orbit the earth.
This reminds me
It's
of this
fucking nuts.
that Cillian Murphy movie we watched the other day. Not Oppenheimer, but like
Oh yeah.
Solaris or whatever.
What was that called?
I think it was called Solaris, wasn't it? Let me look at my phone.
Yeah,
That's
I can't
not my
remember.
phone.
It would be a massive breakthrough in understanding the quantum mechanics, and it's unlikely to be true. Yeah. So if anyone is hungry, I peeled way too many potatoes. Need to feed. Well, I mean, some people might need potatoes if you guys are under a water advisory.
Yeah.
Big lobbying. Yeah, the lobbying has got to change.
Sorry, sunshine.
Sunshine. I like Futurama solution to global warming. Just drop a giant ice cube in the ocean. Here. I mean, honestly, I was reading that the main ocean currents are starting to stop flowing.
Yeah, like the world's all fucked. Let me do what I can.
Let me do what I can. Yeah, let me quit putting things on my cigarettes.
Yeah.
You're not allowing me to live an any better life.
So, like, sorry,
Potatoes?
Going back to what you had said earlier about growing tobacco, maybe if you grew your own tobacco, it might be healthier to smoke. Is what, in the long run, if you want to smoke tobacco, maybe grow your own.
Yeah, I've never done it.
I've never done it either.
Actually, Trizzle had said that his family was in it until, in it for generations until it became ridiculously taxed.
That's probably it. I wonder if you can get away with like just growing some of your own like personal supply without them.
I've never heard of a law. I've never with marijuana.
Yeah, you're
in
not allowed
Canada,
to. Well, you are now, but
you can grow up to 5 plants or something, one household, and I've just never heard anything about tobacco other than you cannot sell it in a non-authorized manner.
Yeah.
Like if I sold you a bag full of tobacco, it would be illegal because I didn't get government approval or whatever, or standardization. Or I didn't get it pumped full of fucking benzene. Or
on that note, I am going to be growing a bunch of poppies next year is my plan.
She's got like a giant bag of poppy seeds.
Should I go get it? I kind of want to go get it and show. I'm gonna go get it.
Yeah, let me just fix tables. There we go. I might actually go to the washroom while you grab that. Let me see them seeds. I'm just gonna give you guys a little be right back here while I go to the bathroom. Okie dokie. Sorry about that. We are back. I just really need to go to the bathroom, and Krissy needs some seeds.
Yeah. So, these are the amount of seeds that I've managed to collect.
Those are all poppy seeds.
These are all poppy seeds. Our neighbor was like, "Oh yeah, just take a bunch of poppy heads and collect the seeds." And so, yay.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
You collect those from your neighbor's flowers? Yeah, it's actually quite neat because they, when they dry out, they turn into their own pepper shakers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So Violet, I'm pretty sure these are actually opium poppies.
Like I've scanned with Google
Those poppies,
lens.
her poppies, multiple
Yeah,
times.
I've scanned other poppies and they come up as other kinds of poppies. When I scan those ones, it comes up straight up opium poppy.
Yeah.
Every single
Every time. Opium poppy. So you don't use the poppy seeds, you use the poppy heads before the seeds are produced, and you use the milk somehow. Beyond that,
Violetta knows.
Oh, Violetta will teach us.
So I'm gonna try and see if I can find, because it had a really. I was gonna take a picture of it, but I didn't know if we'd end up talking about it. But
yeah, that's what they look like.
yeah, but I want to find a good picture where. Oh yeah.
Oh, let me grind while I build this rope. Fuck yeah.
Are those legal to grow?
I think so. Our neighbor has a bunch of them.
I mean, they were an accident.
Yeah.
So right in here, if you look right under this part, it looks like there's little
Divots.
yeah, columns almost.
Yeah.
Those are actually holes. Those are actually little holes. So you literally, Krissy just like peeled the top off and you go.
You don't even need to take it off.
And it shakes out
Yeah.
like you could go and like, or like onto a, if you had a lemon muffin, you could just go and
Where
poppy seed
violet
it.
is, they're considered weeds.
What?
Not here.
Those look less cute than the flowers. Yeah, definitely. So it's like these ones here is kind of what they look like.
In Flanders fields where poppies blow
They're-
between the crosses. Oh,
Do they have just the plant material?
mark our
Yeah.
place in the sky.
So this is what they look like growing, kind of like a opaque or a
Yeah, minty.
yeah. They look kind of like a big weed until they produce a flower. Utility company hasn't reported it. Who cares? That happened to my. Oh, really? These kind of actually, she said, I don't even know if she specifically planted them.
Well,
She said they kind of just keep coming back.
Because, well, we said to her, we're pretty sure these are opium poppies. And she's like, oh, really? I just think they have really pretty flowers.
Yeah. And we're like, well, if
We're
the
like,
world
okay.
comes to an end,
Yeah.
we are the pain relief capital.
Yeah.
They're considered weeds here. Just a cute little old lady. Yeah, and she plants her
Growing drugs.
she plants her lilies everywhere.
Yeah.
And these just grow on the cusp of it, and even in the what's deemed the burn pit.
Yeah,
Which
that's
is like
where
a
they
big
grow a
pit
lot.
where the neighbor, because he's a carpenter, throws all
Yeah.
his shit stuff, and when the snow falls, he lights it on
They
fire.
really like growing by the burn pit.
So it's you know,
So we're gonna grow poppies.
we're gonna grow some poppies.
Why not?
So, got a couple of things here.
Yeah.
What time is it?
And should we just move on to maybe memes? Because we've We've sidetracked so hard.
Yeah, let's just see if there's anything that is topical.
Like does need to be talked about today.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
It would make more sense if talked about today because the next few days. But shit.
kind of.
Yeah.
This one's already actually kind of proved to be real. China can't. It was looked into. People were freaking out.
I saw this and immediately I was like, it's a sun bear.
Yeah, people were freaking out that bears at a zoo in China were actually just humans in disguise with the same flat butt as me.
Got a derpy bum.
I mean, initially when you look at the image, you see this part, I would imagine, and you're like, oh, that's someone wearing an ill-fitting suit. But they have gone through and determined that this is a sun bear.
Yeah, see, when it starts to move more, it's definitely a bear.
So, like, we know bears can stand on their hind legs. We just didn't know that they had floppy butts like me.
I also didn't know that sun bears were so small. They're apparently the size of a large dog.
Yeah, actually, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
It's great to have you guys back. I miss the streams, but I'm not obsessed by my Evan and Krissy collectible pogs or dolls and posters. So, to kind of go with that, now that you see what kind of, the natural motions of an animal that may or may not be, a human in disguise, I thought it might be interesting to show you what it might look like if it was a human in disguise. So there's also an article about Toko, the human dog.
I heard about that. I saw this come up in my feed the other day.
A Japanese man spends $15,000 US to become a rough collie. Have you lost weight, Evan? PP to body ratios. I think I'm pretty. I've standarded it out a bit. So, a Japanese man purchased a life-size costume made. A life-size, custom-made, and hyper-realistic dog costume. Now producing videos of the animal. So this is a picture. I mean, it's good.
Yeah.
It looks like. Sorry, what just happened is I had a flash of lightning through my mind of that episode of Full Metal Alchemist. And I got instantly sad on the inside.
Still too soon. They say tragedy plus time equals comedy. There is not enough time for that episode of Full Metal Alchemist ever. There will never be enough time.
I was thinking it looks like a taxidermy dog, and then I was like, I don't know why it made me think of that, but it's so sad. Snout is too long. So, where's the video of it here? This is a recent one going viral. For a minute, I was like, I wonder what the name of...
Agnope, this is totally unrelated, but I just thought of it because you're from New Zealand. We were watching something about New Zealand the other day where it's like a type of hot dog that they serve, and the lady said it's typical bog, or something like that. It's your standard bog.
Is it?
I think that's what she said. She used the turn of phrase, it's your standard bog. And I thought, the next time Agnope's in chat, we need to ask him about this.
Yeah. Do you know what that means, Agnope?
Yeah.
Snout is. So, like, this, it looks like a bad animatronic. Not that. Right? It looks like what you'd see at, like, those jungle restaurants.
I just can't help but think this man is
This is my hobby, so I will carry it on. It makes me happy, and it makes others happy, too.
It means normal. Okay. Bog standard. Yeah, bog standard. That's what she said, bog standard, not standard bog.
Yeah, perfect.
This, I don't like.
Amazing.
Oh my god. Is this a hobby though? I mean, yeah. He moves so
Like a human in a dog suit. He's waving.
You know when your dog when your dog
waves?
just waves at you like that?
Is it kink a hobby? Good question, Danny. That is a very good question.
I mean, this could be a non-sexual thing. What if another dog tried to mount him? Honestly, I don't... It's fun to explain those every time. Bog standard. It means normal. Bog standard. This is what I mean. What if that dog's trying to get frisky? Is he on a luggage carrier?
Yeah. Because, walking like a dog everywhere is actually too exhausting for his human body.
How old is this person?
40?
How do you have the knees? How can you do this? I can't even tie shoes. I literally have to buy shoes without laces because bending over to tie shoes too hard.
I mean,
it took 40 days. They should have spent 80.
Earlier when I was talking about drugs, and I said people should be able to do whatever they want to do as long as they're not hurting other people. I maybe am going back on that thought now. I'm reevaluating my stance on just society in general.
So they wrote my favorite is quadrupedal animals, especially cute ones. Among them, I thought that a big animal close to me would be good, considering it would be a realistic model. So I decided to make it a dog. You decided to make it the chunkiest collie on the planet? Why didn't you pick Saint Bernard?
Yeah, or like an Irish wolfhound.
Or like a Tibetan Mastiff.
Irish wolfhounds are taller than humans.
Yeah,
sometimes.
like why wouldn't you pick a big dog, not a small dog that looks like it's eaten several other dogs? I mean, it's fine. It's not a fetish. I'm just sad that people can think that. I love animals and enjoy play acting like a collie. I mean, the question would be, how much different is dressing up like a clown and going to parties? You know what I mean? It's kind of the same thing, right? Like, it's odd. It is, I mean, they're street performers. Is it any weirder than the guys who pretend to sit on those floating platforms?
Well, Jason said we're making fun of this dog guy, but we love the realistic dinosaur video. Clearly being a furry is frowned upon, but being scaly is celebrated.
Scaly.
So
Isn't Danny a scaly?
I remember, like, when we were living in Saskatoon, driving to work one day and seeing somebody ride around their bike in one of those, like, inflatable T-Rex costumes.
Inflatable arm flailing.
That was fucking funny. But, there was something in it that seemed to be more like a self-aware sense of humor than...
Yeah, what I'll say is that until this gentleman tries to A, make puppies with other puppies, or take shits in public places, it's fine. Maybe bring him a bowl of cold water. It's probably hot. Yeah. It's not what affected.
Let the man dress as a collie. It's weird. It's weird. But is it any more weird than when I was working at the mall in Saskatoon and some guy was leading a girl around on a collar through the clothing stores? No. In fact, I would probably rather see a man dressed as a collie than seeing a guy lead around a girl through the mall with a collar. That made me uncomfortable.
I told you not to talk about my siblings on here. I'm just kidding. There we go. Sorry, guys. I don't know what happened there. Press the live button to catch up.
You should have asked if she was a good girl. Yeah, it was so weird because like
Whose tongue is
she
on
was in the clothing store right beside us, which was affiliated with our clothing store, and the manager came over to tell my manager, and she's like, "Oh God, in the store right now, she's like, there's this guy and this girl, and she's like wearing like a collar, and he's like leading her around kind of like a dog, and like she wasn't crawling or anything, but he was like, you know, like leading her, like."
I just don't get where these
And-
people get the knees to
and-
do it.
Like no, she wasn't on her knees. I just
Oh,
said that,
sorry.
but he was leading her around. Like it was so like, and so we were like all looking because it was a little bit weird. Like I mean, this is how I feel about it. These are some clear. This is clearly some bedroom games going on. Which I mean, fine, do BDSM, have fun with that. But the mall is a very highly public place with a lot of really young children there. And I don't feel that is the most appropriate place to be leading your girlfriend around on a leash.
We're generally not.
I don't want to.
prudish.
Yeah, and I
but-
don't want to kink shame, and I'm not like one of those Republicans that's like, what about the children? But in this instance, it's like that is wildly inappropriate.
Yeah, it's it gets a little weird. Once it gets on that threshold of like a
Like
sexual
you're
kink,
now
it
inviting
becomes-
multiple people into like your kink, and it's
like
weird.
and the
I haven't
problem-
given permission for this.
The problem I understand is a lot of people, they're, you know, like say the people furry community, it's not sexually based, but people
Yeah.
think it is, so they're held to that kind of how people feel in that regard.
It's kind of like, oh, good segue into the whole Lizzo thing. With what's going on right now, with how some of her former dancers are accusing her of essentially kind of like sexual harassment and stuff like that. And it seems that the one instance in particular is Jason saying it's not really any different from making out in public.
Yeah, it depends on how, you know, there's a public kiss or public, you know, like a hand holding kind of, and then there's like
shoving your tongue down
deep
each other's
on
throat,
top of the benches in, I don't know, like, so yes, there's always degrees of it, but making it, well, there's degrees of making out. We literally seen somebody show a clip of Breaking Amish where the people were like flicking their tongues together like two snakes. It was not my dad did tongue kissing. It was cringe. So yeah, I don't know if you guys heard about Lizzo. Mainly why Lizzo not great.
Yeah. So it seems to me, and this is just kind of my generalization of this whole Lizzo situation, someone who is so sex positive and is so forceful of being sex positive that she isn't aware that she's making other people uncomfortable. That is to me a basic generalization of what kind of seems to be going on.
Well, it all kind of, a lot of people say, you know, if you don't like it, don't look.
Yeah.
But the one thing as people,
when you're forcing somebody's eyes open,
you can't do things that oppress other people's lives because it improves yours.
Well, and it's also important to understand not everybody's ready for everything, right?
Yeah.
And you need to be cognizant of where people are in their journey and what they're willing to
it's the same reason that when people say if one joke is funny, or if you can make a joke about one thing, you can make a joke about everything. Technically, philosophically, yes, the world would be a better place if words meant nothing emotionally to anybody. But we aren't in that Star Trek world yet, so you need to be cognizant of people around you. And yes, I do have the freedom to yell swear words in the middle of a public place but I shouldn't.
Yeah, it depends
It's-
on the target of the joke, absolutely.
Yeah, sometimes it's horrible. Yeah, it's like lightning. You don't see it often. You've seen it before, but you're gonna look every time it happens. It just because it's just not something you see all the time, right? So if you see someone walking on a leash, you may have seen it before, but you're gonna look when you see it because it's like, holy shit, I don't see this all the time. So it's yeah. But the Lizzo part, what I believe Krissy was talking about is I'm looking for
the dildo banana vagina
so
thing.
There was things on the concert tours and dancing and behind the curtain that was like lose weight, you don't look good, like Lizzo saying that to people, and like, you know, harassment and stuff like that. But then one of the things, the sex positive oriented thing that is not normal. I'm just sure, like this particular part. Basically, they went to an after party in like Amsterdam and stuff. So they would have they were forced to or pressured to participate in Christian prayer groups, but then they would go out to went out to strip clubs. I don't remember what the name of it is, but some of the accusations are she basically pressured, and no one was forced at gunpoint. Yeah. Pressured these people that work for her to
basically, these girls felt that if they didn't go along with it, they would lose their jobs.
Yeah. They were pressured into touching breasts and catching dildos
out of
launched.
vaginas.
Literally, the other article I read said launched out of vaginas. Launched.
And then I guess there's also there's this one show where they do this act where you eat bananas out of women's vaginas. And that was one thing Lizzo really, really, really wanted to do. And I think that was one of the things that, like, one of the ladies was forced to do, and she didn't want to do it.
Yeah, which, I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
I would, I mean, not obviously, but, like...
And, like, whatever, it's a sex show. It's fine that these sex shows exist, but if you're not comfortable going to them, you shouldn't be forced to go to them for your job security.
As the person in power in the situation, like, people work for you that you're encouraging to go to a event. It's that power dynamic of
power dynamic sexual harassment.
Yeah, it's and the fact that people don't realize that is interesting. Papa freaking War Staff. I love it when you call me Big Papa.
Big Papa.
How are you? This stream just took a very unusual turn. Hey, it's Lizzo, not us.
We just talk about what's topical.
The interesting thing about that is Lizzo has lost more followers than Doja Cat.
Yeah.
And Doja Cat told all her fans, I don't know you.
Fuck off.
I don't know you. You don't know me. Fuck off.
Yeah. You know, mad respect to Doja Cat for that, though. Like...
Take care, Danny. Thank you so much for being here. It's always lovely to get an opportunity to hang out with you. Jinjee says, bye-bye.
I would never eat that one. I wouldn't eat a banana normally, never mind out of a woman's flute shoot.
Did I get his head?
No. Jinjee.
Yeah.
What's a flute shoot, though? Jason, you know what a flute shoot is. Jinjee.
There we go. Fuck, that hurt. What's a flute shoot? You mean a ham wallet? Just kidding. There's what's that one song by the Bloodhound Gang, and they have like 70 different euphemisms.
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh,
and then there's also a false imprisonment charge against Lizzo. So basically, one of the dancers, Lizzo was kind of like going off on her, and like kind of like was like, you're so lucky to be given this opportunity. You're so lucky to be going here, and she was kind of like fisticuffs like near her face. And I guess the one dancer, she has like some sort of anxiety disorder where she has a hard time dealing with things in the moment, which I totally get. I think I have that exact same thing. So she records a lot of stuff that's going on around her so that she can then like mentally process it later and listen to it. So she had recorded whatever Lizzo was saying and doing, and they forced her in a room and they would not let her leave that room until she could prove that she had deleted that file off of her phone. So that's the false imprisonment charge against Lizzo.
Which, I mean, like, what the hell are you doing?
Hello, back to Mrs. Lev. Thank you so much.
Miss Lev. I was watching your stream tonight and she said, please say hi to the Krissy lady. Woo! Hi, Mrs. Lev. You're the best. Do you want a special command like Mr. Levity, but maybe not about...
Not so weird?
Not about this? Yeah. So, I mean, you can't necessarily trust the people that...
Can I have the famous wiener
make
in
the
my
content you enjoy. Like me, for example. Speaking of belly buttons.
Okay.
My wife went to the garden, our beautiful, beautiful garden, and she picked some cucumbers, also known as cucamba, and she made a nice cucumber salad, which has a white dressing in it of sorts.
I made a spicy mayo dressing.
It was 31 degrees Celsius yesterday, so I was not wearing a shirt while we ate supper. I was like this on the couch with my bowl of cucumba,
the salad,
and I was trying to like get the bottoms, and some of the dressing poured out into my belly button only.
Look at that pretty face. Did you just?
It was like the perfect
It was
flop in
like-
his belly button.
It was like
so
How
gross.
dare you?
if someone tried to poured this liquid in your belly button for $1 million, I wouldn't be able to line it up as perfectly as it was, and it just filled my belly button. And I just kind of looked at Krissy like, oh my god.
It was gross. And then I made like a song later about the cucumber stew in his belly button. I can't even remember how it went, but it was a good line.
Beautiful.
It was good. It was real good.
I was gonna take a picture, but I was like, no. Play the cucumber like an instrument and do the
Mrs. Love has a huge belly button phobia. Oh no.
Oh really? It does feel weird if
When
you
you,
put
like,
your
stick a
finger
finger in
in
it?
your belly button. It feels
Like
like
you need a pee?
like well you're like touching something inside yourself oddly.
Yeah.
Umbilical cords are weird when you think about it. The umbilicus. Maybe that's the secret to youth, is just to constantly eat through an umbilicus and never develop your facial muscles.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, you can't trust everybody that you watch online, even people who make your favorite shows. I just thought this was an interesting topic. This Tomac Baginski. You guys touch something inside me every stream. My heart. Sorry to hurt your heart with bringing up that Henry Cavill is no longer in The Witcher. But basically it premiered the 3rd season and it was abysmal. And they put the blame...
We stopped watching,
on American audiences.
Yeah.
They basically said we had to dumb down the show.
Because Americans are too dumb.
Yeah.
To understand something complex.
But they also...
Oh, we're not watching season 3 either. We stopped after...
Oh, yeah.
Did we even finish season 2?
I don't know if we did. The last thing I remember is she was doing that training. They built that like training environment.
I feel so bad for Henry Cavill. He got fucked over on The Witcher and he got fucked over for being Superman. I don't understand.
So basically, where's his quote? When it comes to shows, the younger the public is, the logic of the plot is less significant. Those people grew up on TikTok and YouTube. They jump from video to video, adding that young people gravitate more towards just emotion.
That's bullshit.
What kind
What
of
a load of hogwash.
a sentiment is that for someone designing a show for people to watch? Where was the one?
Young people are stupid and they only watch TikTok, so I can't make good show. I would be wasting my time to try to make something good.
Yeah, he said basically, it's not it's not our responsibility to give people what they want. I'm trying to find where he said that.
Yeah, I've heard that he's cuz he's big nerd and he likes things to be as close as possible to the source material.
My mom was wanting to help. Oh, your mom's going on a flight.
Tomek, which
That was his name, Tomek Jablansky.
it's kind of like how that chick that they cast in the lead role, they I can't remember her name now. The dark-haired chick. They apparently cast her to challenge beauty norms in Hollywood. And it's like, you cast objectively a hot woman expecting her to challenge beauty norms?
Yeah, that was interesting.
I don't get that. Because
It's
like, I think
insulting to
she's
say that
part,
to someone.
Egyptian or something like that. And I mean, I don't want to sound rude, but looking at her, I would have never known that she was Egyptian. I would have just thought that she like had dark hair and maybe a bit of a tan.
Yeah, like imagine if I said, like if you just walk up to someone at the cashier helping you out, and you say, "I'm so proud of you for challenging
Beauty
norms,"
and they'd be like, "What?"
Just like the most insulting thing you could say to someone. It's so brave of you to go outside as ugly as you are.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
You're challenging beauty standards by daring to be as ugly as you are.
Craziness. But yeah, one of the quotes was, when a series is made for huge mass of viewers with different experiences from different parts of the world and a large of them are American, these simplifications not only make sense, they're necessary. It's painful for us and for me too, and the higher level of nuance and complexity will have a smaller range. It won't reach people. Sometimes it may go too far, but we have to make these decisions and accept them. So I know somebody had said that he made a comment in regards to, like, it's not our responsibility to entertain people. And we kind of thought it was interesting in the sense of that, like, say you're making a painting. You're not necessarily making that painting to appeal to everybody. Maybe, if that's what your concept, if you're trying to sell, like, say, just like abstract living room art or something. But like TV shows and movies, they kind of have to appeal to people, right? Because you are backed by so much money.
If you're making something for a mass audience, what your job is to make it as appealing to the mass amount of people as possible.
Yeah,
and that doesn't mean making it stupid.
Yeah, it's tough. Like Christopher Nolan refusing to do audio different because he thinks IMAX audio is the only way to go. Well, I don't have nobody has a goddamn IMAX theater.
Well, apparently it's breaking IMAX theater. I've read multiple articles about how there's been multiple IMAX theaters that have broke because they can't handle the sound for Oppenheimer.
Like, I'm sure it's fine. Whatever. We'll watch it when it's available.
Same with Barbie.
It's just kind of like, I don't know. The pompousness is kind of odd when people won't look past. When someone tells you something you're doing may not be correct, instead of thinking, am I right or wrong? You go, you're a hater. I'm not going to listen to you. I'm not going to drink water. This particular vegan raw food influencer who ate an all fruit diet died of malnutrition and infection. So they were on a fully fruit-based, low-fat diet for the past 5 years. They go by Zana Samsonova or Zana D'Art. They're a vegan influencer on TikTok at 39 years old. They'd been living and working in Southeast Asia for 17 years. They reportedly died last month in Malaysia, where they were seeking medical treatment.
I wonder what she was. It
Wake
died
up and
from
smell the
malnutrition and
durian.
yeah.
Uh,
I guess, like I was gonna say, you can be vegan and be healthy. You just need to be super highly cognizant. But if she was suffering from malnutrition, she clearly wasn't like making sure she was getting all of her macro and micronutrients.
Yeah, so she said she claimed she avoided eating protein, salt, and oil.
You need protein and salt and
A
fat.
friend also told the Russian media she had not drunk water in 6 years, opting for fruit and vegetable juice. After switching to a raw fruit diet, she claimed she hadn't been sick in years. Her mood is better, her mind is clearer, more energy, easier to sleep, easier to wake up, more emotionally stable. Dead. Sorry, I added that part. Her daughter died of a cholera-like infection? Samsonov's mother told Russian media that that's how she passed away from a cholera-like infection, while some friends pointed to malnutrition. It was scary to look at her, to be honest. Her hands were thin, like those of my 12-year-old sister.
She had also had COVID at some and dry fasted.
I lived on the floor above her, and every day I feared finding her lifeless body in the. I convinced her to seek treatment, but she didn't take.
Yeah, like Jason said, this sounds like she could have been anorexic. It sounds like it was, like a form of anorexia or like some sort of, like, what's it, because there's hypergymnasia, and I know that there's also some sort of, like, it's an eating disorder. It's not anorexia, but you will only eat, like, organic, healthy things, but to the point where this is the kind of shit that you're doing.
Well, it's
to
like
your body.
hypergymnasia, where you're like,
that's what I just said. It's like,
I'm sorry. Like where you're like, I'm going to be so healthy, you're actually being unhealthy.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. There's so many people selling so many courses online that have, like, it used to be that you had to at least have some kind of credibility or like, but in the COVID, people are selling bleach to people to drink.
Everybody wants to sell some sort of fucking course online. Like, swear to God, I'll say this right here. If at some point ever in the future we are selling you a course, don't ever fucking buy it. It will be bullshit, more than likely. Unless I'm saying, hey, come to my small town and I'll teach you how to fucking make something in, like, the community hall next door. Then that might be legitimate. Who knows?
Where you going?
But, like, so for, there's this one YouTuber we enjoy watching called Leon Lush.
Yeah.
And enjoy is, like, for me, a bit of a stretch. He's a void filler. But recently he's been talking about, I'm thinking of making a course for, like, and everybody and their dog has a goddamn fucking course on teaching you how to be a YouTuber and get yourself out there as a YouTuber and increase your audience. And it always makes me laugh when the people who are making this course have, like, 50,000 followers, and it's like,
well,
obviously that's a lot more than we have, but
the other thing is it's when people
oh
no, take care, Violetta, thank you so much
safe.
for being here. The other thing is people, like, just using Leon as an example. I watch him on Twitch. I watch his content. He's kind of like the people I grew up with, very bro. Like the hockey people I grew up with.
Jason, I very much agree with you. Step 1, put in effort. Step 2, be lucky.
Yeah, the other thing is, he's say been on the internet for 10 years, got 2 million followers. What he did might not be applicable to somebody now, where you went from having, say, 10,000 people making videos on YouTube regularly to like 10 million or 100 million daily, plus short form content, plus live streaming. Like, what you do to become big now is unfortunately something that makes everybody talk about you. And that is unfortunately been rewarded in things like say off, like unhinged, racist, bigoted things. Pretend to be on a political side that maybe you don't even actually.
You're just grifting
grifting
because it'll get attention.
Yeah, because what happens is, this is just an example, but like say a guy like Andrew Tate goes famous for saying something misogynist, like don't listen to your wife because she'll steer you in the wrong direction. Be a man. George Washington never listened to no woman. But then they manage to, say they get canceled. Well, they end up keeping a large portion of the audience who then will follow them continually. Girls do it with, say, they start with anti-abortion stuff. Women start with anti-abortion stuff, then they move to mom TikTok. And people, they get X amount of followers from being this person and transition it into this. And
I'd say you probably go from mom TikTok to anti-abortion.
Yeah. It kind of happens both ways too, though, where like say you go viral for that one guy, that one kid in England breaking into people's houses and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
As many people watched him to hate him, some people, he got followers out of it. And it's unfortunate that's because the people, there's people that put in a significant amount of effort in their videos, like, even Code Synth or Disposable Gamer just did. Like, to film a scripted video takes a lot of time and effort, and I just can't organize my thoughts enough to do that.
The only thing that we've kind of put out there on our YouTube channel that's like a little bit, it was me making that cake. It wasn't scripted, but it was like a thought of idea and then edited together, and that was a lot of work. I can't imagine like all the work that Disposable Gamer Code Synth did for that video.
Yeah, I can only imagine. I mean, I kind of have done similar things with editing in my past life, but I mean, it's a lot. I do have other things that we could talk about, but we do have memes, and we also...
Maybe we save the memes for Monday? Maybe Monday memes? Monday memes?
Monday memes?
Monday memes?
Or, yeah. Monday memes? Memes.
A really cool hat. Meme day.
Friday is meme day.
Who said that?
Jason.
We didn't.
Meme day. Memes.
Meme day.
I think he means memes.
I think he means Monday is meme day.
Monday memes?
Monday meme day.
Meme day?
Meme day. We'll have more memes by Monday.
Okay, fine. We'll go through some of the things that we found then.
Mommy day. Mommy day.
I guess we could kind of talk about, speaking of people who put a lot of efforts into their video, one of the new things blowing up the internet sphere is reaction-esque content in general.
Which, I mean, is kind of what we do. So...
But, so XQC is that Montreal streamer who... I don't think he speaks any language anybody can understand. I don't know why people watch him. Never heard him say anything interesting.
Like
never understood it.
Like he has a mouthful of marbles every time he talks.
It's
God bless Hassan Piker for being able to decipher what he says.
There's a gentleman who makes videos named Lemino, and they're kind of like long form documentary essay style, very well made things on YouTube, like 2 a year maybe. And he uploaded like an hour and 15-minute video. Well, XQC uploaded to his own channel himself reacting to it at 116 minutes.
Yeah.
So like the entirety of the other person's video with him in the corner not saying anything really of value or transformative in regards to the video.
Only thing that, so we were watching the Leftovers podcast the other day and they were talking about this, and there's this one part where they were kind of analyzing XQC's stream, and XQC has paused Lemino's video and he's talking with somebody in chat, and I can't really understand what XQC is saying. But Hassan Piker is basically like, yeah, no, he's saying to the guy in he's like, he's saying to the guy in chat, I'm trying to watch and figure it out, stop talking.
Yeah.
And so it's like, that's not even transformative commentary. That's just saying, let me watch it.
Yeah, he's
just
like
let me watch
responding
it.
to chat to say,
let me watch it.
leave me alone for a minute.
Yeah.
So what that sparked is somebody worked super hard on that, and then instead of the people that would go and give the views to let me know, they give them to XQC.
Yeah.
So then it comes up with Hassan Piker, where people will, he streams for 8 hours a day. He will watch entire videos, and sometimes he'll get up and go to the bathroom while it persists to play, or he'll go leave the room and it persists to play, and people will cut that and put that online.
And I know we've been guilty of watching that kind of content ourselves. Like, there was recently Hassan reacted and watched a video where this guy travels through Appalachia. And we didn't want to watch the original video, but we watched Hassan's reaction to the entire thing.
Yeah. And so, like, we're guilty of it, and it means that it's true. It does happen. Technically, what should have happened is we should have watched the original, and then Hassan's video should have been cut up where only when we were adding something was it included. Yeah. So, like, say, for instance, something happens, we say, oh, you know, people in where we are in this area, blah, 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 blah. And then on to the next part where we watch parts of the video. Not, like, the entirety of it.
Yeah.
Where you could make the argument, well, they are coming to watch the entire video.
We try, Jason, to watch only snippets. Like, I guess, like, what we try to do, like most people, is kind of like when you do a video essay, or when you're writing an essay in general, and you're like, you say something, and then you're like, here is this to prove my point. And then you, like, provide your either written evidence, like your primary source, like showing why you have the theory that you have. It's
interesting. Because the argument itself can obviously become super extrapolated so that nobody gets to use anybody's stuff, right? But
because there are people who are transformative and there are people who are not. Like that SS Sniper Wolf or whatever.
Yes.
She's just like,
my primary sauce is ketchup.
Oh, that's a big apple.
Whoa.
Oh, whoa.
And like
so
I've made some shorts that are very much like that. Just laughter. Because they work in a sense of you see someone laugh, you laugh. But even then I try to cut it a bit, but it makes me feel greasy inside.
Yeah. But those are also our shorts that do good.
I don't like it.
Why? Why is that?
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of things that don't make sense. You know, eating too much fruit that you can't sustain the things that your body needs. But what if you couldn't eat red meat to supplement your protein because you were bit by a tick? You were bit by a tick.
A Lone Star tick.
A Lone Star tick.
Call me Lone Star.
They call me Captain Jack Lone Star. So the CDC says 500,000 people have a red meat allergy caused by the Lone Star tick. Yes, Jason, there are other protein sources. Like these nuts. Boom! So, basically, this is, from what I understand, is more predominantly found in...
Oh, wait, you can't eat beef, pork, venison, or dairy products?
So, everybody has heard of alpha male syndrome, but alpha gal is apparently the thing that causes it. So the U.S. Center for Disease Control is offering another reason for people to give up red meat by warning of a potentially life-threatening allergic reaction caused by ticks. The affliction occurs when people who have eaten beef, pork, venison, or dairy products are bitten by a specific type of tick native to the southeast U.S. and eastern seaboard.
You know, like I've said this once and I'll say it again. If I'm going to believe in any conspiracy theory ever, it is that PETA created this tick.
I mean, if they didn't, I guarantee they praise
The
it.
fact that PETA hasn't come
They
out
probably
taking,
have
like,
Lone Star Tick Day.
responsibility for it, like, yeah,
Yeah.
we made the Lone Star Tick.
October
I'm surprised.
11th is Lone Star Tick Day.
Yeah.
Alpha gal. So it's caused by a sugar called alpha gal that occurs in meat from mammals and tick spit. When the sugar enters the skin via a bite, it triggers an immune response that can result in hives, nausea, vomiting, dizziness, difficult breathing, swelling of lips, throats, and eyelids. Alpha gal syndrome is an emerging tick bite associated allergic condition characterized by life-threatening hypersensitivity to, I don't know what that is. Oligosaccharide.
Oligosaccharide, yeah.
Found in most
saccharide is
Oligosaccharide.
saccharide is sugar.
Oligosaccharide found in most mammalian meat and products derived from it. Studies have confirmed at least 100,000 cases, but they suggest there could be as many as 450,000 additional people who don't associate it with eating food because it can take hours or even days. Interesting. So yeah, if you live in these areas, which unfortunately are quite a large swath.
Jason, you are in these areas.
Yes.
Jason, you need to be careful.
This is like the barbecue capitals of the world. This is like Carolinas.
When I think of like
Tennessee's,
Southern barbecue, I don't go outside. It's
Texas's.
fine.
Yeah, this is like all the people who love meat.
Yeah.
Oof.
I was thinking of taking up hiking again though in the winter. Yeah, winter might be the only safe time.
Yeah. We have heard from people though that it's the extreme changes in weather that kill them, the extreme cold and the extreme heat. So maybe we're just making the world less tick friendly, but more malaria friendly.
Yeah. Yay.
The animals, they're typically a topic of conversation we come up with around here. We'll go from a teeny tiny one that could cause problems all the way up to the chunkiest one. The chunkiest animal that may have lived may not have been the blue whale. So there's a whale fossil, the Perseus colossus. Around these parts, we like cats. Oh, where's the Jinjee hat? Damn. Turn it off.
There. Jinjee?
I can't tell what.
Oh, hi, Jinjee.
Oh, hi, Wampa Stinko.
What a great view.
What a Stinko Wampa.
What a great view.
So, aside from Jinjee the Stinko Wampa, they found a fossil of an animal that this is an artist reconstruction.
It has such a small head.
An artist reconstruction of the how do you
He's resting his head on the bottom of the sole of my shoe. I just
Perustus.
realized that's what that is.
I missed that, sorry.
Perustus.
Perustus colossus. It's estimated to be 20 meters long, weighing in at 80 to 340 tons. Did you just sneeze and lay down? So it apparently lived 39 million years ago. And this is what was found. So an artist's reconstruction of the creature shows a huge rotund whale-like animal with tiny hind limbs sticking out, short webbed front paws, and a flat, small pointed snout and a rounded tail fluke. Researchers say it lived 39 million years ago off the coast of what is now Peru. So this is, it took about a decade for the team to excavate this huge fossil or whale bone from the Atacama Desert. Look at this thing. What? And what the
I don't know how big
this is like caught in its evolutionary cycle.
I have nothing for scale to understand how big or small that is.
It's bigger than the biggest blue whale. It's the biggest thing that's ever been. Just think of it like a brontosaurus and bigger. Here, swordfish.
A swordfish?
I mean, it's got a, or sawfish, or an alligator gar from that show River Monsters.
I don't know.
It's like, it's like if there was a dog whose arms and legs weren't big enough to touch the ground, but it was so fat and round. You know what I mean?
Kind of like a manatee.
It kind of looks like people from Wall-E.
Man titties.
Yeah, man titties. Oh, just man titties? So I thought that was interesting. There was a couple other here. Seen that one, and even though it doesn't make me hungry, I felt a little bit of hunger. Wait. It's hard to get by in a world like today. You know, sometimes food's expensive, inflation's going up, but you could change your name and solve the problem. You change your name to Subway, you get free Subway and a free association with Jared from Subway for the rest of your life. How big was its dong? No dongs. 'Cause I got some blue whale facts for you. It didn't say dongs. But yeah, you could win a free Subway sandwich for Subway sandwiches for life if you change your name to Subway. Fast food chain Subway announced today that one lucky customer who allegedly changes their name to Subway will be rewarded with the free Deli Hero sub for life.
If I changed my name to Subway, I would go by Uba for sure.
So apparently we missed it. Oh no, today is the last day. SubwayNameChange.com. Let's see if we get a virus.
You just go by Uba for short?
Subway Williams, Subway Jones.
Don't change your name to Subway.
If anyone does this, this should be illegal.
Don't change your name. I'm actually surprised.
It's actually not as bad as that woman who got the golden nugget tattooed on her head. So this was actually disgusting. This person, I can't even remember what they got. But they got, or like what they got for doing it, June 2005 in Salt Lake City, Utah. She got that tattoo on her head. What did she get?
You can get it
$10,000.
You can get that shit removed nowadays, but it'll probably cost more than $10,000.
That would hurt so bad.
I don't like face tattoos.
I don't like corporate businesses doing this.
Sorry to be.
You don't like what tattoos?
I don't like face.
I've seen some that aren't so bad.
I've seen a few that are okay. It's on ladies. That one lady on Ink Master, she had like a mandala that came down her forehead. That looked really nice. By and large, though, face tattoos are not a good look on most people.
No, I like Post Malone's got a few too many.
Yeah,
but like, as the sandwich chain terms it, the Subway is putting out a call for super fans.
Is it super fans or just people who are like really hungry and
Subway
like,
super fans?
Because they'll probably the reality is what will happen. The people who will apply will be the people who can't afford a lot of food and are willing to change their name to Subway.
I don't think he should legally be able to do this.
No, I don't think so either. It's manipulative. Winner, it's like Dance Monkey Dance.
Oh yeah. The contest winner must undergo a background check and must provide the company with proof of the name change within 4 months of accepting the prize, which will be awarded in the form of $50,000 of U.S. Subway gift cards.
Yeah, there's something about this.
That's not sandwiches for life. That's $50,000
and also,
of sandwiches.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Cookies.
They have multiple people entering this. Do you need to change your name before entering? So is there now going to be multiple people out there that have changed their name to Subway in an effort to enter this contest that are now not going to be getting money or gift cards. How many people out there are going to be named fucking Subway and only one of them are going to get coupons?
What if at the end of it, you end up with, like, 10,000 people changed their name to Subway. We're splitting it. So now all of these people named Subway have to share the prize, like a lottery.
Or if it's the situation where you can enter, but then you have 4 months to go and change your name and provide proof of it to claim your prize. Then if they don't, that's just an easy way for Subway to be like, oh, we had this promotion, but nobody won. Like how with like pop lids, how you used to win a free pop, but now you have to go online. So they get away with paying out a lot less stuff now because you don't immediately get it from just looking under your lid.
Back when we were chilling.
I guarantee you.
I remember the time when, so you would get a Coke or a whatever, a cream soda, maybe, you know, if you're lucky. And you'd look under you'd pop out the little thing in the top and you'd see if you won or not. And then you could get another one. I remember the day when I went in and they said 10 cents. And I was like, what? They said 10 cents. You need to pay 10 cents. I was like, what? It's a free drink. They're like, you have to pay the recycling fee. So they started charging people the recycling fees. And then they changed it to, here's a code to enter online. And I bet you 1% of people do it.
Silly, we watched a documentary about that not too long ago. And because like the guy went out of his way to get all like enough coupons or whatever to get the fighter jet, and then Pepsi was basically like, "Oh shit, we didn't expect anybody to actually do this." Yeah. I
don't think companies should be able to goad the public into doing things like that.
And it's like there used to be this, I think, wasn't it like a vacuum company that or no, there was maybe I might be right. I think it was a vacuum company somehow partnered up with like a flight company, and they said like if you buy this you'll get free flights for the rest of your life or something.
I do remember that.
And so some people did it, and then basically it kind of like fucked over all of the companies.
Hoover free flights promotion. I was gonna say I think it's Hoover. So it was a marketing promotion run by the British division of the Hoover Company in the late 1992, and it was aiming to boost global recession sales. It offered 2 complimentary round-trip plane tickets to the United States worth £600 to any customer purchasing at least £100 in Hoover products.
See, that's a lot of money.
So it says consumer response was much higher than they anticipated, with customers buying the minimum of Hoover products to qualify. It was perceived as 2 U.S. flights for just $100 with a free vacuum cleaner
Exactly.
included. The resulting demand was disastrous for the 84-year-old company. Hoover canceled the ticket promotion after customers had already bought the products and filed the forms and filled in forms applying for millions of pounds worth of tickets. Reneging on the offer resulted in protests and legal action. The company was a financial disaster, or the campaign was a financial disaster, and led to the loss of Hoover's royal warrant after the airing of a 2004 BBC documentary. The European branch was sold to one of its competitors. What is a royal warrant? Royal warrants of appointment have been issued since the 15th century.
So is it basically like the queen, the queen or king being like, "Oh, you've done a great job and we love your stuff. We're going to buy it from you."
Yes, Hoover, you can supply us with our royal vacuum cleaners. Got sued. Airlines also sold an the unlimited life pass. I remember that as well. I mean, it's only that's just in the past though.
Yeah.
We gotta set our sights on the future. I mean, because you guys remember that Little Ocean Gate thing that happened? Forget about it. The co-founder's taking you to Venus.
That's smart.
Yeah, the co-founder of OceanGate, the firm whose CEO died in a deep sea dive to the Titanic, now wants to send 1,000 people to Venus.
Yeah. Moral of the story: companies want our money and will do anything scummy to get it. This too. Oh.
I can't read this article.
Yeah. So that's fine.
Venus OceanGate news.
What a good deal that unlimited flight pass was.
USA Today.
So, why Venus? Why?
I thought it was a gas. Oh no,
Well,
not a
no,
gas
it's like it's run amok with the greenhouse effect. It rains sulfuric acid.
That's what Silly just said. Can I just say how awful going to Venus would be?
Like they have sent probes to Venus. They've literally melted within minutes of being there from the sulfuric acid rain.
Yeah. OceanGate's surviving co-founder said he wants to put humans in a colony on Venus by 2050.
Oh.
Guillermo Sonlin.
I think he's a bit dumb.
Told Business Insider that he sees humans living in the atmosphere of the second planet from the sun and has a business venture to persuade it.
Pursue the goal.
Or pursue it. Sorry, my eyes are dry.
Can I read?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Let's see.
Forget OceanGate. Forget Titan.
Yes.
Forget Stockton. Humanity could be on the verge of a big breakthrough and not take advantage of it because we, as a species, are gonna get shut down and pushed back into the status quo.
Like, hopefully they use more than carbon fiber and rhino liner to send people there.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah, it's just kind of, this article came out on August 1st, so it's kind of like, you know, someone you knew, a company you were involved in.
Yeah, I hope it's all rich people that go.
Imploded, and you couldn't even wait, like, 2 months to be like, oh, forget about that business venture, we're going to Venus.
Is it because Musk has already set his sights on Mars, so this guy's like, oh, fuck. Mars has been co-opted. I need my own planet.
Never mind. It'll be a disaster. Yeah. No, Jason, not OceanGate. The OceanGate co-founder.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. I just thought that was crazy. Only other thing, quickly, that we thought was neat, if you guys don't know, if you lost your Wiimote, you can use candles.
Oh, your Wii sensor.
Your Wiimote sensor. You can use fucking
something
candles.
Really cool about the Nintendo Wii that a lot of people might not know about is that you actually don't necessarily need the sensor bar in order to.
So what it does is that the sensor bar, the only reason it plugs into the Wii is because it powers to 2 infrared bulbs in it. And if you light 2 candles in the same, roughly the same distance apart as what they would be,
candles,
it picks up the triangulation for the Wiimotes.
Is going to be able to pick up the Wii remote.
I did not know that.
Sorry, just reacting to what Jason said about the Venus thing.
Just to prove to
there's
you
been
that I'm
smart
not
people
lying.
talking about the viability of Venus for a while. The only thing I know about that is I've watched Cowboy Bebop more times than I can count. And I do know that in Cowboy Bebop, they did manage to make a colony on Venus.
Yeah.
It required a special plant to make the atmosphere breathable. Otherwise, you'll die from, like, Venus sickness. But,
Venus sickness?
This
Is that
isn't
what it's
an
called?
anime. Yeah, I think it's called Venus sickness. I don't know.
You get yourself a case of the Venuses?
Yeah, you need a plant.
It's
so
like
you
the
don't get the
morbs.
Venus sickness.
Like, just like the morbs.
Yeah. So, and I mean, if Venus was like Earth at one point and then, like, basically ran amok with greenhouse gases and there were some way to revert it, that would be cool. Because I think in Cowboy Bebop they have like floating
artificial gravity stuff.
Well, because of all the hydrogen or whatever in the atmosphere of Venus in Cowboy Bebop, they have like floating houses and shit.
Jason, so is the Sky Elevator and the Dyson Sphere. They're only conceptual. Yeah, I was actually Silly Hat Man. I had said earlier today, one of the things that has been driving me nuts looking at the news is there's like people are coming out with like 15 different ways to stop climate change that are batshit crazy. Like stopping the rotation of the Earth and just pumping it into coral reefs off the coast of British Columbia and like
I said, it's like that movie Sunshine we watched the other day with Cillian Murphy.
We're gonna end up killing ourselves trying to save ourselves. Jason's got a massive V. Everybody knows the only planet worth visiting is Uranus.
Yeah. That.
You guys, I think that's it. Sorry we didn't do the memes today.
Yeah.
There was just so much stuff that happened. We technically didn't cover all of it, but most of it.
Meme day.
A meme
day.
Meme day?
Meme day? Mom day.
Yeah, it was so good to see you, Mr. Lev, and Agnope, and Silly, and Danny, and Violetta, and Jason, and Scroll Walk,
Everybody
and
be safe in the
Warstaff.
Crazy weather that's happening
Danny,
outside.
Edward, Deadwood, Nate, freaking dropping nasties on me.
Nasty.
Yeah, it's yeah, we missed you guys something nasty too. I wasn't suggesting we do it. Jason, I will put you in a Dyson Sphere and Sky Elevator you into the anime girl of your dreams. Much love, everybody. We will forever enjoy talking with you and finding out what's going on in the world. Be safe out there. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Luba you. I said luba you.
Lube you.
Luba you. Like, I don't know. Like, I appreciate. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.